Yes, people, welcome to another episode of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on Sarcasm City TV. Wednesday Q&A as always, and I'm joined today by two of my three co-hosts. One, the main one, well, should I say main one, but one of them flawless. Unfortunately, can't make it tonight. He's got a really bad headache. No doubt he'll probably come on the next stream saying, "Oh, that headache was because of Ryan." Haha, yeah, yeah. He'll say something like that. It's caused by Ryan. What do you expect? But like, yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? So hopefully he gets better. Hope he gets better soon. So I'll introduce my two brilliant co-hosts. So first, you've seen top, on this channel quite a few times now. Regular co-host, regular on the channel now. Spurs fan, Eleanor. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, just we won today, 3-1, which is great.
Who did you play? I ain't
MK Dons, come
concentrating on
on, top team
pre-season.
and that.
I literally ain't been concentrating on pre-season at all. Not even my
Brilliant.
own club.
I haven't. I only watched this one game, but yeah, I'm good. Other than that, yeah, all good. How are you? How are
Brilliant.
you
And
recovering?
sorry.
Recovering from when you weren't well? Are you
Uh,
good?
what me?
Yeah. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. Yeah, I'm just a bit tired. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a long day, to be fair. And I'll also introduce my other co-host. Not as good as Eleanor, but yeah, we do what we have to do in it. The beautiful Yan City. How you doing, Yan?
All right, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here still. Just I'm always glad when you two are here co-hosting the show with me.
Yeah.
What are
Just
you trying to do? What are you?
I don't even know still. I don't know. It's off the cuff stuff at the moment, literally.
Off the
I don't
cuff.
even. I'm winging it at the moment. I can't lie. Yeah, but we'll just get through some of it. Remember to get in your questions, people. Anything sport related, any sport, get your questions in for us, and we'll do our best to answer them. So I'll just go through some of the comments quick. Big up to Nippon who says hi. Big up the panel. Um, big up to Guna Express who says big up. Big up to Jose CFC who says big up the panel. Smash that like button. Yeah, remember to smash that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, join the membership, share it across your socials, etc. Abs MUFC is asking where's Flawless. He's got a very bad headache at the moment, so he's quite ill at the moment. So he'll probably be back tomorrow or whenever the next stream on this channel is. He'll probably blame the headache on me, like I said, even though I'm not to blame for this still. C1 London also says, "Yo, big up the panel, Yan City. If Grealish comes City, is it the end for Silver and Sterling?"
Probably Bernardo Silva, but not Sterling.
What? So you think Bernardo Silva does leave if Grealish comes in?
I think he wants to leave, and I think that's why we're linked with Grealish in the first place. I do think he wants to leave, but we'll have to find out. He's in Argentina at the moment on holiday. So
Okay.
I don't know. I think he's leaving it a bit late if he did want to leave. If he did want to leave, he probably should be back in the country already, trying to sort that out. So, because it's weird because you've got Ruben Diaz, who plays for Portugal, who's back training. He's already played a game. He played in the friendly. And then you've got Bernardo Silva, who's in the same team, who's still on holiday, I think.
Okay.
So it's a bit random why he's not back. So I don't know.
How much do you think you could sell Bernardo Silva for?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how much he would be. Because he's not old. He's not like he's like
He's probably mid-20s maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I think he's I think he's about 25, 26. I think he's 26.
Yeah, he's younger than he looks. He is
I think he's 26. Yeah, because the reason why I knew that is because
early 27.
I remember a couple of years ago when you won the league and he had that amazing season.
Yeah.
He was eligible just about for Young Player of the Year, so that probably made him about 23, 24. So
yeah,
he must be about 26 still.
Yeah.
So and do you think there's Sterling stays regardless?
Yeah, I think Sterling's definitely gonna stay. He's Pep's favorite player. Do you know what I mean? So
do you think because obviously Sterling wasn't was on the bench and wasn't in the starting 11 a lot this season as what he usually is. Do you think that will stay the same, or do you think Pep will start him a lot more in the coming season?
Do you know what? Like, the thing is, he starts a lot of games. So because Sterling doesn't really get injured, he plays a lot of games. So
Yeah,
say Man City play 60 games in a season, he plays like 55. Do you know what I mean? So he plays a lot of games. So it's like last season he was playing a lot of games. He just, because the thing is, the reason why we noticed his form was because he played so much. So when his form dipped, he was still kind of playing. And then Pep only really dropped him in the Champions League, and then he brought him back for the final. So yeah, it's just one of them things. I think Sterling, I can't see him going anywhere. He's quite settled at Man City. Obviously we love him. So yeah, I can't see him going anywhere. He does play better if we have a striker, like an out-and-out striker. So if they are going to get a Harry Kane or any other striker, Sterling will probably improve when that striker comes in, just because he plays better with that than a false nine. If we were going to go and get like a João Felix or someone that is going to play false nine, Raheem Sterling would probably be on his way out, just because it doesn't suit him as well in that sort of system. So yeah, I think that's why he struggled last season. I think he struggles a lot more with a false nine. And I think that was one of the reasons why his form kind of dipped, because in the Euros we saw the usual Sterling that we expect. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll have to see.
Do you think it's possible that you get both Grealish and Kane this summer?
I don't know. I would have said at the start of the window, no.
Yeah.
It depends who comes first. If we sign Grealish, we could also get Kane. If we sign Kane, I don't think we'll get Grealish as well.
Okay.
I think it would depend.
If you could only have one, which one would you take?
You know what I would say. Do you know what, actually?
The Harold Edward Kane, of course.
You know what? We need a striker. We do need a striker.
We stop?
That's all.
let's just not.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you don't want Kane. You don't want a serial loser that's nearly 30. Come on.
The reason why, if I was a City fan, I'd much rather have Kane.
We actually need a striker more.
Yeah, you've got enough of. Even though Jack Grealish is a brilliant player, you've got enough of players in his position. Number 10s, wingers.
We definitely need a striker over a Grealish, but I do want Grealish. That is a signing that I actually want. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, getting Harry Kane. If you get Harry Kane, I just don't know who stop unless Chelsea get Haaland, because I think that will happen. That deal still. So I think if Chelsea get Haaland and you don't get Kane, even if you get Grealish, I think Chelsea win it next season. If you both get Kane and Haaland respectively, I don't know who competes with you two. I think it's going to be a great title race between you two, if I'm being honest. If that happens, if you get Kane, I know you're not a fan of Kane, but literally it's like
no, we do striker though. It's not that I wouldn't take him.
No one's getting Kane. Kane's staying at home.
The only thing I love everyone knows I'm like Harry Kane FC, but the only thing I don't like about him is that thing he does when he backs into players. I just think he kind of
dangerous.
Needs to stop that still, but like.
Everyone else does, and everyone turns a blind eye because it's fine when everyone else does it, but when Kane does it, it's the end of the world.
Nah, but Kane does it in a way that it actually makes it. I don't know. Still, I just think he does it a lot, and it can actually be dangerous.
I think a lot of players do it, but I think because it's Kane, it's noticeable.
Possibly, yeah. I just think he needs to stop it.
Every time I see someone doing it, you're gonna get it in the group chat now.
True.
I'm going to be sending you clips of every single time. I can imagine that now,
to be fair. I can still.
If he does come City, he'll get sent off for that. So he'll soon stop.
Do you think
I hope he does stop, because it can actually be dangerous for players.
Nah, just know with City though, we're looking at him. Like he'll be under a spotlight.
You don't pay off every ref. You lot should be fine.
The refs don't work us. Oh my god.
We're not like
we only get dodgy decisions when we're like 4-0 up against someone we were always gonna beat, and it's like what?
Okay.
No, but in all seriousness, with the Kane
We
thing,
need the goal. We're struggling. We don't get no decisions.
The life must be so nice to be a City fan. Like, it actually must be so nice. Like, you're calm about everything. Your dream signing obtainable. You know, oh, but team were gonna be falling out. Yeah, it's just gonna happen, wasn't it? Like, I sit there, I dream about the 6-1 against United. Like, I hold on to that shit. We don't get that.
No, it's always nice to beat Man United 6-1.
It is. It actually is. The flawless was here, be catching strays for no reason. But yeah.
And
even though you two are the ones talking, you still be blaming me for the headache, even though I've kept silent over this.
yeah,
You're a Liverpool fan. That is just.
that's because he's part-time Liverpool, part-time United.
Who?
Yeah, well,
You.
Me?
part-time Tottenham when you love Kane as well.
I just feel like kicking you out of the stream for that, Yancy.
He's got a free-sided football shirt, mate.
Exactly.
Nah, I'm just a fan of Harry Kane. I just don't. The only thing with Harry Kane, I think he needs to stop doing this, backing into defenders and players like he does. Other than that, I'm a big fan of him.
But
he needs to stop doing it.
Yeah, to be honest, like whoever does it is dangerous, isn't it? So
yeah, it's dangerous and it does need to be stopped.
Yeah,
it is dangerous and it needs to be stopped.
And he can injure himself as well. It's not just the other player that can get injured. So
he's injured enough. I don't know why he does that.
Yeah,
it's very true.
Dangerous.
This is a question. Big up Boswell, who says, "Big up Ryan. What do you make of Klopp being upset of FSG? I think Klopp has the right to be upset. Get the facts. He's not getting backed. Klopp should get all the world-class players we need." Yeah, I mean, like, I completely get that. I mean, when you're hearing rumours that we might not make another signing this summer, we've already signed Konate, but when you're hearing he might not make another signing, and the fact that, you know, Chelsea are being linked with Haaland and City are being linked with Kane and Grealish, and, you know, we're not the players we're being linked with not getting anyone, really. You know, of course, Klopp's got a right to be angry with FSG when, you know, he's done so much for the club. He's won us the Prem, Champions League, basically saved us from mediocrity.
I mentioned Champions League. There's just no need. Like,
I'm sorry, Eleanor. It has to be mentioned. Sorry.
There's just no need. We all know you won it. We all know what happened.
We won't go into detail, but yeah, Klopp won the Champions League at Liverpool, people. He's also won the Prem. So, of course, he's shown
2019, worst day of my life.
Oh, that was a good night, to be fair. That was a very good shit game, but it was a good night. It was a shit game, but it was a good night. But yeah, of course he deserves to be backed after all he's done, because this squad now isn't good enough to compete for a title with City and Chelsea now. No way. Like, it does need additions to it. Like, literally.
I can't wait for this season, because this season's gonna be mad. Because
I've never been so disinterested for a Premier League season in my life.
Same.
I can't lie.
Mad though. I don't think it's going to go how people expect. I think
I'm actually dreading it starting.
Their team to win the league this year, and I'm not so sure that these people's teams are
literally the season's about 2 weeks away. When I saw that, I was like, "Can it be longer in it?" Because I just don't have any interest at the moment. I can't lie. Question from Ahmed. If you could take any rival legend from the past 20 years to play in your team, who would it be? Rival legend? Past 20. You guys go first if you want. For Eleanor, it would be like an Arsenal.
I know who yours would be, I think.
Who?
Oh, actually, I don't know. Didn't
because
you really like Torre?
What, me? I was going to pick a United. I was thinking of a United player, but I'd take Yaya, definitely.
By direct drive, do I mean like an Arsenal player?
Yeah, probably an Arsenal, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
That'd be Henry.
I was going to say Henry, but then I was trying to be funny and say Sol Campbell, but then that's not funny. That's just sad. That's just rude.
Yeah. If it was any player, I'd take Henry, especially now.
And if we're gonna go Chelsea, it would probably be Drogba. So
yeah.
You were thinking of a United player.
So clutch.
If I was thinking of a United player, it'd be Ronaldo, innit, wouldn't it? It'd be Ronaldo at the end of the day. Ronaldo at United. Ronaldo or
we desperately need as well. Like
Ronaldo or Scholes, I'd say. I'd say Ronaldo or Scholes. Yeah, I'd probably say one of them two, to be fair. Yeah, what did you guys say again? Did Eleanor say...
I said Henry or Drogba if we're going to go Arsenal,
Drogba.
Chelsea.
Big up, Brods.
Who's
We
better,
always-
Kane or Drogba?
Drogba did it in the clutch moments. Kane ain't done that yet.
Well, then Kane's a lot more
Drogba's
consistent with his.
Harry Kane is more consistent.
Kane's more
Yeah,
consistent over a
yes,
league season.
Drogba
Yeah.
gives me nightmares when he's running around with that
Oh
Champions
yeah,
League.
yeah, he's clutch. If you're in a cup final, the last player
I'd pick Drogba.
The
Yeah,
last
I'd
player
pick
you want is
Drogba in the
Kane,
cup
to be
final.
fair. If you're in a cup final, the last player you want is Harry Kane. Not gonna lie. To win you the Prem, fair enough, but in a clutch game, it's not Kane. It's
Fair
Drogba.
enough. Notorious FAT says, Jan, where would you play Samurai Jack, on the left or in the midfield?
Oh god, we've got so many players that can play out on the left. So it's I'd probably play him in the middle with De Bruyne and then play a holding player.
Does De Bruyne get into the team?
Of course.
What?
I don't know. I'm trying to push my agenda in it. I can't lie.
Nah, your agenda ain't gonna run right
my
there. mate.
favourite player, and you know De Bruyne's my favourite player in the Prem. That's not a Spurs player. Like,
That's
he'd be
because you've got eyes, Eleanor. This one,
No,
overrated.
I
love
rate De
him.
Bruyne highly. I just think people overrate him at the same
Cross
time.
merchant, apparently. How is he a cross merchant when he's just honestly?
Because all he does is head down, spam cross, head down, spam cross. Like,
No, his through balls are incredible.
Mm.
I've like
you know what it is with KDB. This one next to me on the right of me thinks that I have some massive KDB agenda that I think he's shit. I rate him highly. I think he's world class, but I think people overrate him at the same time.
But if you're world class, then you can't really be overrated.
No, he's overrated when people put him into conversations he doesn't belong in. When people say he's one of the best midfielders in Prem history, like, not yet, innit? When people say he's the best midfielder of his generation, like, nah, not for me, innit? Not for me.
We don't go back on this topic.
Yeah, it'll just be me and Jan arguing. We might as well skip De Bruyne. We'll save that for like an Agenda FC
I
show.
meant the Kane thing, the Kane comment that you put up. But
yeah, just leave that in. We've talked about that still. All I'm saying is Kane should stop what he's doing with that, with backing into defenders.
I think you should contact him and tell him that. Maybe he'll listen.
I'm Harry Kane FC. You can contact me still. Simon London says, Jan City, Ryan Eleanor, do you think Hudson-Odoi will do well this year? Reports are saying his pace and he's taking on players for fun. Do you think he'll be up there with the young English talent in the Prem? I like him, to be fair. I think he's a very talented player. I think he's had a lot of injuries recently. He had an Achilles injury, I think, which set him back quite a bit. But if he gets back fully fit and gets enough game time in his right position, then I think he could do bits, especially under Tuchel, and in a very good team like Chelsea, he'll be able to showcase his talent more. So yeah, I think he can do very well. What do you guys think about Hudson-Odoi?
I actually like Hudson-Odoi.
But we all know why you like him. You've told us that before.
Nah, that's not why. I actually like him. I think he's a good player. To be honest, I think if they buy Haaland, it's where he would fit in because they've got quite a lot of players that, and it's like Werner. You can't really spend a lot of money on Werner, Havertz, Ziyech, and then not play them. So it's like they're probably going to get in over him. So yeah, it just depends on obviously what Tuchel decides to do and whether he likes him because, managers have preferences. And so far, we haven't really seen him play. He did play a little bit under Lampard, because I remember he played against Man City. He actually scored against Man City when he came on. But, yeah, he's a good player, but it just depends on what team the manager prefers and whether he likes him or not. So we'll see, because Loftus-Cheek's back at Chelsea now.
Yeah.
Loan must have ended or whatever. So they've got quite a lot of players in them sort of attacking positions. So it just depends who gets picked. But maybe for his benefit, he should go abroad somewhere, maybe like a Dortmund, somewhere like that. And then
like what Sancho did.
Yeah, just because, I don't know, with Chelsea, like the way they are at the moment. And the thing is, when you're under pressure to win trophies, because now they've won the Champions League, the expectation, if I was a Chelsea fan, would be to go and win the Premier League. The next season. So it's like, are they gonna, take a chance on Hudson-Odoi, or are they gonna go with the new signing in Haaland and, Havertz, who looks to be getting better and better? And I think a lot of their players as well, second season, people tend to get better, don't they? So I can see Werner doing okay this season. Not saying he's
Yeah, I'm not sure about Werner still. Werner has still got doubts about, man. Havertz will tear it up.
Havertz. Yeah, I think Havertz is going to be good.
Havertz will tear it up. I'm not sure about Werner still.
And then they've got. I like Ziyech. I do like.
I like Ziyech a lot. I really rate him still.
I do as well.
I think if he gets enough game time, he can definitely do something. But whether he does, I'm not sure.
I feel like
To be
it's
fair, I
hard
know a
to
lot
judge
of
a player
Chelsea
on
fans are
one
kind of
season.
divided on him still.
It's hard to
I
judge
like
a player
him.
on one season.
I like him.
Yeah, I like him as well. I think he came in, he had Lampard, and that didn't work out. And now you got Tuchel. It's going to take some time. I think Chelsea think that they can buy 11 players and all 11 players are going to gel instantly. It's not going to work that way. Give them a couple seasons. These players are good players. They're gonna show, especially under someone like Tuchel, which is able to work with these kinds of players. I think that they'll be fine. Chelsea have got nothing to worry about. Annoyingly.
No, you're right. You are right.
I think he'll do well. I like him. I just think he has, like Jan said, he hasn't had enough chances to judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Nippin's asking Ryan, were you guys not linked with Federico Chiesa? We were linked with him, but the deal's too unrealistic. It's a very complicated deal. I heard,
They said it's for sale, haven't they?
too much. Yeah, but I've heard it's too much money. Liverpool put in a bid, it got rejected, and I think it's too much money for them. So yeah, I don't think that will happen still.
Yeah, because I think Bayern Munich, was it Bayern Munich that were interested as well? Because it said something like Bayern Munich's been told that he's not for sale as well.
Yeah.
That's what I read anyway.
I don't know. I don't even know who Liverpool are going to sign. I heard we were linked with Sal Niguez again. We're going to have a bid accepted, but until it comes from Romano, I'm not listening to it still. Rafael G says, so the best player in the Premier League is going to the best team in Premier League. It's peak for everyone else apart from Chelsea if they get Haaland. Yeah, I agree. I mean, best player in the Premier League.
Talking about Harry
Kane. Debate. Yeah, he's talking about Kane. It's up for debate still. You can debate if he's the best. He's in the conversation. Who is the best player in the Prem, do you think?
De Bruyne.
Definitely not.
It is De Bruyne.
Be honest. It's not.
I'm backing Kane just because of what he has to do in that Tottenham team.
Yeah, that's true.
But then again, he's not clutch, so.
I'll back my guy Virgil. I'm not saying De Bruyne still.
No, man.
You're back
I'm not having a cross spamming merchant.
I'm not having someone that concedes 7. You can't hold 7 and be the best player.
I'm having someone who led us to
Van Dijk after De Bruyne. I'll give you that.
I'm having someone who won the Champions League.
Third after De Bruyne and Kane.
Nah, Virgil's got to be in there still.
Look, people in the comments saying Van Dijk or De Bruyne are in it. So
one person said that. One person. No one else said De Bruyne. Well, maybe 2 people.
The guy that said Kane.
Oh, he's talking about Jack Grealish as the best player in the league.
Oh, is he?
Oh, he's right. Grealish.
Again, he's probably in the conversation as well for best player.
I like Grealish a lot.
I love Grealish.
I do like Grealish.
Genuinely, it's not looks. I don't think that. Yeah.
Big up Broads.
Big up Broads. He says, big up Orviola on the panel. Big up Broads, man. Simon London says, King Drogba, man. Let's respect him. Yeah, I respect Drogba still.
I don't think anyone hates
Didier Clutchba. I like that name still.
True.
I like that name.
Yeah, he's just clutch. That's the word to describe him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We know he's clutch. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. You know Drogba. we know Drogba was clutch, Jan, okay? You must have said that about 100 times on this show. Oh.
Yes, that's the word.
Jan, was Drogba clutch? I don't know still.
No, he wasn't. Not like De Bruyne.
It's just always like other people when they come on the stream with just you two. Ryan.
He's always slandering De Bruyne.
I slander De Bruyne every day of the week. Yaya's better than De Bruyne. Yaya's clear of De Bruyne. Broad says Samurai. Yeah, I think even Jan would admit that.
I love Yaya. I can't. It's like picking between you twins. Which one?
Do you think De Bruyne can do everything Yaya can do? No.
They're different. They're different
because Yaya's a lot better than him. So
Yaya, box to box. Like
Yaya's the best midfielder I've seen
like
playing the Prem.
a creator. Yaya wasn't as creative, if that makes sense.
Yaya was a
Like,
techie. Yaya was a more polished version of Steven Gerrard.
I love Yaya, man. Yaya like single-handedly used to win us trophies. Like it's madness.
Yeah, he did still. Ahmed asked, what team is your dark horse for the upcoming season? For me, it's Brentford. They're looking good, and Ivan Toney's a lethal finisher.
They've been decent for a bit, Brentford, you know, because I'm surprised.
Depends what you mean by a dark horse. I think Brighton put in a striker. I'm just saying Brighton because of Graham Potter in it.
Because of Potter, yeah, I knew
Potter in it. That's all I'm saying.
I like
That's all I'm
Potter,
saying.
but you know the crap team. But I like.
Do you know what I
people in the comments? Anyone know if Brighton have brought a striker or who they've brought? Because if they brought a striker, I'm running with this
I don't
still.
really
Do you
know
not think though? Do you not think that Benitez gets something out of that Everton team? Because I think the team are okay.
If Carlo
Everton,
Ancelotti
the fact
couldn't,
that he's gone
Benitez
to
won't.
Everton firstly is absolutely hilarious. We haven't spoken about that. It's very funny. Makes me laugh a lot. Like I was cracking up that happened. But anyway, I'm not sure what your thoughts are right on that.
But I don't know if what's gone on. The fact the fans hate Benitez, they're gonna boo him. All of that stuff. I don't know how that will play into their season.
I think he's all right, you know.
The only reason why I don't think he'll do amazing there is because Carlo Ancelotti couldn't do amazing there. So I'm like, well, Benitez. If Carlo Ancelotti couldn't, Everton haven't really got much. It's not that Benitez is bad. Benitez is very good. It's just Everton, isn't it? Like, not going to do anything with them.
I don't get Everton because they've got an alright squad. Like they've got a better squad than
the thing is, people have been saying this for years about Everton, but they never do shit anyway.
No, but Everton do spend. They just never had a manager that is good enough to back, and then they got a good manager, and then obviously he left. So it was all interesting to see how Everton were going to do because naturally, I know that Everton spend money, like they do. They tend to their managers, and they done well in the window last season. Like I think they did all right. But it obviously, again, it takes some time. Whatever. I think this season would have been interested if they managed to keep him, but obviously he left. Under Rafa, I don't think they'll be as bad. I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, I just have a feeling that
comment is so true. They are the Merseyside Spurs. I actually agree.
Oh yeah,
genuinely, they are 100%. There's
I feel a bit sorry for Everton fans, isn't it? Like
you should feel sorry for us as well. Come on, we were the same. But yeah, who was a better team?
It's definitely Man United.
Excuse me, can we just 1 second? We have Eric Dyer in our defense. And Sissoko and which are both going, but it's not the point. In our team, and we have Sanchez and Dyer as our centre backs. Like, do we really need to ask who has the better team? Because that is a very funny joke. I mean, we have a great forward line. Son, Kane, obviously we did have but I think Bergwijn. I'm gonna back Bergwijn because Jose tax. That is a thing. But other than our front line, we're crap everywhere else. We have no creative player. We haven't replaced Ericsson. They have Bruno. We have Lo Celso. Like, there's your difference right there.
Yeah.
I don't think that's even a question. Like, I think that's just obvious.
Yeah, United have a much better team on paper than Spurs still, 100%.
But I also think they performed better. I mean, we finished 7th. They finished 2nd. Like,
Dive, you have got a better manager than them going into the season, but like,
yeah, Tanguy is a baller, but it's not. It's still not. Overall, we're nowhere near. Yeah,
I'll let you guys answer this next one before me. Boswell, how highly you guys rate Salah and Mane? I love Mane as an overall player. Salah is not the best, but at least he guarantees us 25, 30 goals a season. Go on, Eleanor, I'll go to you in this first.
To be honest with you, I rate both players, innit? Like, I think Mane, I have nightmares of obviously doing first and him hitting Sissoko's arm. So I against him because he ruined my life. Other than that, I do rate him as a player, and I think Salah, you can't. I mean, Ryan won't agree, but I just don't think you can deny his talent. I think he's generally like he's just a very talented player. I think any club that's got them two players in their team it can never be a bad thing. That's my opinion, but not sure.
Fair enough.
Not sure Liverpool
Yeah,
fans
and
think. And also, sorry, this comment's to me, so I'm just going to answer it. I am a Spurs fan, by the way.
yeah, Ellen is a Spurs fan. Yeah, and what's your answer to this?
You know what? Like when sort of in the last couple of seasons when Liverpool were kind of flying, I did actually prefer Mane just as a player because I thought he was really, really good. I think now, like especially last season, Salah, has just shown that even when Liverpool are not at their best, he's still consistent and he still does guarantee goals. So Salah's very important for Liverpool. I know you're not a big fan, but
yeah, innit?
He's very, very important for Liverpool. I can't really say anything against Salah, to be honest. I think.
Do you know what it is with those two? What I'll say about them, they're very technically limited. I think Mane, maybe not this season because Mane was absolute shit this season, but in the seasons where we won the Champions League and League, he was better than Salah in terms of his overall game, 100%.
Yeah.
Throwing more clutch goals, contributing more to the team. Salah, over the years, and people might think it's a good thing, but to me, I just don't like players who kind of like don't do anything for 89 minutes, but then will come up. They need to be Salah's kind of detrimental to the team when he's not scoring, in my opinion. Same with Mane at times as well, especially this season. So I'm not that I rate them both, but I don't rate them both to a world-class level. I think they're both overrated as well, to be fair. I think Klopp's system enables. I think they're both easily replaceable as well. I think if you just got rid of them and you bought players with similar physical attributes to them and put them into Klopp's system, I think they'd get the numbers that those two get, to be fair. So yeah, that's how I summed them up, to be fair. They're very frustrating players at a lot of the time, especially Salah. Nippon says Ruben won't play for us this season. He's being loaned out again. Not really surprised at that, to be fair. Ahmed says if Chelsea sign Haaland, I can see the win in the league. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
If Chelsea sign Haaland, I'm kidnapping him. There's no way. That's my guy.
Yeah, you're obsessed with Haaland. You got a weird obsession to him still.
I've not got a weird obsession. I just want Haaland at City.
Yeah, but Kane's better than him, and you hate Kane.
Haaland, come on, like Chelsea are getting Haaland now. They have to get Kane, and it's just a very depressing sight.
Kane's better than Haaland anyway, but Jan prefers Haaland.
Kane is older. You can't compare.
Yeah, but I just prefer Kane, innit?
I mean, yeah, sure, me too, but that's because I love him. You have no reason to love him.
I just think no other striker in the world at the moment can pass like Harry Kane as well. That's what separates.
I'm with you, but Haaland you can't compare the two because age-wise, his ceiling seems very, very high, possibly higher than Kane's. So you just, you can't judge the two. Yeah, do you know what I mean, Jan?
Yeah, like that's the thing for me. It's not because I've always said like Kane is. We know how good Kane is. Like I've never doubted that. A lot of people think because I say I don't want him that I'm saying he's shit. I'm not saying that. We know he's going to come in and score ridiculous amounts of goals. My thing is it's higher risk in general because obviously every player that you sign is a risk because you could be the best player in the world. Like look at Sanchez. Sanchez was amazing for Arsenal and we were like, yeah, we want to get him. He'd be perfect for City. Man United got him and then he didn't really do anything at United. Same with Lukaku when they got Lukaku. There's been so many players that you've thought, oh my God, this team. I remember thinking when Man United got Falcao, I was so jealous. I really wanted Falcao.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He came in and he was just not the same player. And it's every single player, even Harry Kane, who is Prem proven, is still a risk when he comes to Man City. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the way I see it is if Harry Kane did come in and he didn't do well, we're probably going to have him on a 5-year contract. That's the end of his career, pretty much. Give or take a few years. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, if Haaland comes in, because bear in mind, both of them, even if they flop, they're still going to score goals because City creates so many chances. They'll still score goals. And it's just like, we could probably sell Haaland in 5 years if he's not what we thought. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Harry Kane, we won't have that option. So I don't know. It's not like we need to sell players. Like, obviously we do have money, but with like financial fair play and all that crap coming back, it's better to just kind of be in the clear side. I don't know what City are gonna spend on Harry Kane if they do get him, because Man City haven't really spent anywhere near that kind of money for a player. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, to be honest. I have thought the whole time that we'd go into like a bidding. I don't want to say a bidding war because I think it'll just be us. But, you know, I don't think Tottenham are going to give him up, to be honest. I think Tottenham are going to go too high and City are going to back out. That's what I think.
Well, yeah, and I could see a question further on that's going to get us into an argument. But first, this one first, Louis FFA. If City get Kane and Grealish, how many do you beat Liverpool by? 4 or 5?
At the Etihad,
At the Etihad, you'd batter us.
Stop talking about Kane leaving for a minute. Like, I'm really upset.
I don't think Kane leaves this summer. I don't think he does.
I
think Kane will stay.
Yeah,
I do. Right, here's the question, Jan. Boswell asked prime Sergio Aguero or prime Luis Suarez. For me, it's Suarez all day. I can't lie. I rate Aguero highly, but for me, Suarez just had so much more to his game, in my opinion. I think Aguero was a better finisher. Suarez, I thought, while Suarez's finishing improved a lot towards the end of in his last 2 years at Liverpool, because before that his finishing was shit. But in his last 2 seasons, it really improved. But I don't think it improved to the level of like an Aguero or a Kane or a Lewandowski. Mm-hmm. Like, they're proper finishers in it. But Suarez's all-round game is better than all of theirs, to be fair. So that's why I say Suarez over Aguero. Jan, what about you?
I love Aguero, so it's going to have to be Aguero.
I know it's hard for you, but you've got to admit it's Suarez still.
With Aguero, like, the thing is with Aguero is, like, it's so frustrating because, like, he was just injured so much, like, especially towards the end, like, so annoying. Like, every time, because a lot of people criticize him for not winning the Golden Boot a lot.
He was injured for periods of the season.
Yeah, if you look at the Golden Boot,
Kane was injured for like 3 months and still managed to win it, by the way.
Yeah, but when I've noticed with Aguero, like, a lot of the time, if you see who wins the Golden Boot, they played about 5 more games than Aguero and they got like 2 more goals. So it's like, we know Aguero can score. Like, if he had the same amount of games, he probably would score. I'm not saying he would win the Golden Boot outright, but I think he shares a lot of them boots if he's fit for longer. Do you know what I mean?
But
so
for me,
I feel a bit
the
sorry.
reason why I say Suarez is, whilst Aguero is a much better finisher, Suarez, just his all-round game, his dribbling, his link-up play, physicality, he's literally got everything. Suarez, like, it's just the way he carried that Liverpool team in that last season. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, to be fair. Like, he was winning us games on his own. Literally, it was just Suarez and Salah. That was it, really. Honestly, it was just scoring goals from the halfway line, flicking it over people's head, volleying. Oh man, it was just insane, literally.
You know what I think though? Like, I think in Man City, like, obviously the way Man City play and stuff like that, it's a lot of people. Obviously, he wasn't doing the most amount because he didn't need to.
He didn't need to.
I think when you kind of look to Aguero for that, it will be more what he did at Atletico, because he was at Atletico mashing up the Champions League winners and coming home with the Super Cup. You know what I mean? Like, going and playing the Champions League winners, coming home with the cup, do you know what I mean? And being the reason why they win that and stuff like that. He was doing bits kind of before. And this is what I always say about De Bruyne. Like, don't look at De Bruyne at Man City because it's always going to be, he's got great players around him. Look at what he was doing at Wolfsburg and why we bought him. Because, you know, when he came, he was like labelled £60 million flop. Yeah, and it was saying Chelsea and all that crap. Yeah, sorry, go on.
You know, I was saying that Jose sold him because Jose doesn't think he was good enough.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not very good at spotting young talent, trying to get it out of players. Anyway, moving on.
Let's see what people are saying about Prime Suarez and Aguero in the comments. Actually, just get down to the comments. Hey, I was saying Prime Suarez was the third best player in the world at that time. He was still. I actually think in that season with Liverpool in his last, he was the best in the world that season. I'll stand by that. So if he'd have won the league, if he'd have won the league, he probably should have got Ballon d'Or. But obviously Gerrard fucked up, so he didn't. Raphael G saying, I hate Suarez as a human being, but Suarez is better than Aguero. SK saying Aguero done it longer than one season. In the Prem, yeah, because Suarez didn't stay for long. But when Suarez went and mashed it up at Barca as well, so you can't say that. You can't say that because Suarez did it at Barca and was part of arguably the best front three we've ever seen, arguably. Boswell says Suarez. C1 London says Aguero. His close control, speed, and link-up play was underrated. It was, but I think Suarez had better link-up play. I think he had more tech. Aguero's low center of gravity definitely helped him. I'll say that still. But yeah, both top players, by the way. Ahmed says Defo Prime Suarez, and I cannot stand him. Raphael saying Suarez was Mega Man and then slapping it top corner. Yeah, facts. HI Tech says Prime Suarez scored 50 and assisted 20. C1 London says Aguero is my guy, so I have to say Aguero. So yeah, mix there, to be fair. A mix. Wait, where was we go up to the comments? Oh, here we go. Someone's saying Mbappe is PSG's best ever signing. I don't know. Still, they're just building a super team at the moment.
It depends what happens now because apparently he's refusing to sign a new contract. So if he goes to Real Madrid, like is expected, I don't know whether he will be remembered as a PSG sort of legend because if they go and win the Champions League without him, it's they bought him to win the Champions League, so it's kind of like if he doesn't do that and then he moves on, I don't know. I think whoever wins PSG the Champions League, like whoever's in that team, is going to be.
I think they should win it this season, to be honest, especially if they get Pogba. They really should win it now.
Yeah.
We'll just get to a super chat quick. Big up Amiros Parsa for
big up Amiros.
99. Super chat says Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. And speaking of that, don't say Champions of Europe. He's always going to come. As soon as he is Champions of Europe, he just pops up. Honestly, typical, typical.
Honestly, I don't understand. I know he was watching, but like he was of course going to put in the comments as soon as he said that.
Ellen, I think your mic's playing up a bit. You keep breaking up a little bit.
Me?
Yeah. Can you hear it, Jan?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Apologies. I don't know what to do about that, but
it's cool. We can still hear you all right enough anyway, so it's cool.
Okay.
Raphael G says, "Nah, Ryan, you're wrong. KDB is a more polished version of Gerrard. Yaya could dribble, whereas Gerrard and KDB can't." I agree with that last part. Gerrard and KDB can't dribble. To be fair, I will say that. Yaya could dribble. Those two can't really. To be fair, I will say that still. Nippon says, "Do you think Graham Potter will be a good England manager?" 100%. If Southgate can get them to a final, Graham Potter will definitely can, and he'll play much better football as well.
I love it. I love it. I love him.
I'd love to see Graham Potter. See that, Jan? Graham Potter appreciator here.
No, I am. I would have taken him at Spurs. Genuinely.
He's a top manager, but he doesn't get the respect that he deserves from some people. Especially after he put Pep in a spliff. I think Jan's gone on mute, so that's why she can't hear, to be fair. I'll tell her after.
Are you chatting shit?
I was no, because this comment was up saying, "Do you think Graham Potter will be a good England manager?" And we was like, "Yes," because Eleanor rates him very highly.
We've spoken about him being an England manager before, and we said that it's a good idea. We don't not like him. It's just you talk about him like he's in a conversation with Pep and Klopp, and that's why We have to.
Even after he put Pep and Klopp in splits last season.
Yeah, but Pep gets beat by Ollie sometimes.
That's true.
Don't
That's
you?
actually true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Actually true. Yeah, but
You
Graham
couldn't
Potter's different.
believe
If
last
you give
season.
Graham Potter better attackers, just watch what he does in it. He'll tear the league up. Top manager. And he'll bring the World Cup. If he gets England manager's job, he'll bring
Let's
the World
just hope
Cup
he
back.
manages Liverpool after Klopp, then, isn't it?
I'd take him after Klopp. Definitely take him over Gerrard. Yeah, definitely take him over Gerrard. 110,000,000%.
Do you know what? I don't even know. England in Europe are like Man City in Europe, man. Just like,
No.
I'd be very surprised if they ever brought it home, to be honest.
This is a good question. I mean, Jan, this is for you. Jan, do you think Denzel will drop off this season?
No, I don't think he'll drop off. I think, to be honest, like, his form kind of dipped towards the end of the season. He was really, really good. But towards the end of the season, it kind of dropped off. But he's had quite a rest now because obviously he was supposed to go to the Euros and then he tested positive for COVID. I don't think he actually, was ill with it. And then he's had a long holiday and he's back now. So he should be well rested. So, yeah, I think he should be fine. Don't really see him having a problem.
Yeah, he's a top. I think he's the best right back in the league, to be fair, in my opinion.
The problem that City have got now is because Kyle Walker had quite a solid Euros. So Pep's kind of got that decision whether he's going to play Cancelo on the left, which I don't agree with because he's better on the right.
Yeah.
Or to fit Kyle Walker in, or whether he, just plays one or the other.
If I was Pep, I'd just play my best right back, which is Cancelo.
Exactly, yeah, me too. I think he's much better on the right. I hate when he plays him on the left because we just don't see.
Takes it away, doesn't it?
Quiet in that game, he's like quiet in them games. Like you don't really see him too much, and it's like just play him where he's best, and then at least he can create some chances if we're struggling and stuff. So yeah, I don't know.
We've had this question before, but yeah, who's the GOAT manager? Sir Alex or Pep? I'll let Ellen. Do you want to go first?
I'm gonna. Right, I love Pep. I think he's. I mean, if it's a Pep Jose argument, I'm going Pep all day. Everyone knows this. But I'm gonna go Sir Alex.
Yep.
For now, it's like this comment said. Let's say for now, Pep very soon though. I agree.
You know how I sum it? Do you know how I sum them both up? Sir Alex is the better manager. Pep's the better coach.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
I'd sum it up that way. Pep's a better coach. I think Sir Alex even says he didn't really do much of the coaching. That was more his number two. He's more manager, motivational. Knew that stuff and was probably the best at that ever. But Pep as a coach, I think, is better. I think with Pep, you just got to look at when Pep's finished his career and see what it's like then, to be fair. I think that's when you can best compare them.
That's the thing, though, because I don't think it's a fair comparison, to be honest, simply because Fergie was in the league at the same team for so long. And I know people talk about rebuilding squads and how hard that is, but it's kind of like when you're settled at a club, it's always going to be, you're just familiar with the team. You know what the team needs. You know everything about the club. And, I think if Pep stayed as long as Fergie, we could maybe have that discussion a little bit easier. I think what I have to say about Pep is that he's been a manager now for like 13 years, I believe, something like that. And he's won the league in like 11 of them 13 seasons. So it's like, it's mad. If you look at that, that is what Fergie was doing. What he's doing in the Prem now is what Fergie is doing. Like, I know Fergie went back to back to back, but he didn't do that in his first season. It took him a little while.
Yeah.
I know the situation's different, but he's still doing what Fergie was doing, 3 Premier Leagues in 4 years, that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just, it's difficult because it's like, I think right now it's always going to lean towards Fergie because he's finished his career. But I think, in 5-10 years, because if Pep did go and win the Champions League, he's got more Champions Leagues, you know what I mean? And if, and then it'd be on league titles, and then it's how many league titles away. I think he's 7 away from Fergie. So it's just how long he manages for. So
And then
yeah,
you see if he can win any more European Cups as well, which I'm sure he will.
yeah, because that's what someone said in the comments. Fergie's 2 Champions Leagues in 27 years. Pep's got 2 in 12. So it just depends. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just best when Pep retires, we judge it then. It's a better position to judge.
And they're in different situations as well. Fergie's had different. It's like people talk about him, with Aberdeen, whereas Pep not had that sort of Aberdeen team. So it's always going to be hard to kind of judge them. Do you know what I mean? I know Fergie rates Pep very, very highly and vice versa. So, like United fans can come in here saying, oh, Pep's overrated, blah, blah, blah. But, Fergie wouldn't say that. So it's just one of them. It's, it's different situations. It's quite hard to compare, really.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, fair enough. Nippon asks Ryan, what time will the members Q&A be? I think it's on Sunday. I'm not sure what time yet, though. I'm not sure what time. Bluey FFA asks, Jan, when are you doing those City videos or lives? Look forward to watching them.
Don't know. Do you know what? There's not even been anything uploaded on my channel for the longest amount of time. I've been doing a City stream on the Blue podcast, I think it's called. I think that's up now, actually. I did one the other night, but I think it's up now. But yeah,
just a quick question, Jan. Who was on your first ever live on your channel?
Rose.
On your channel?
Oh, on my channel. Flawless. Jay. And you.
Indeed, it was. It was. Just needed to get that in. By the way, who was the first ever guest on Gyardem City again?
Rose.
Be honest.
You.
Yeah, it was. Flawless, do you hear that? It wasn't you, it was me. Flawless was second. Flawless can hold the second place trophy for that. I get to hold
my
the
first guest was.
Was it me?
No, you was my first on the one pod I did. My first actual ever guest was Lewis, Carefree Lewis.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
I messaged him not expecting him to reply, and he actually did reply. I had like 1,000 followers. I was like, this guy ain't gonna reply. And he actually did, and he came on, and he let me use his StreamYard because I didn't know how to use StreamYard, and he uploaded it for me. So shout out to Lewis because he's an
shout out Lewis, man. Shout out Lewis. He might be coming on at the end, towards the end of the show, people as well. Who's better, Prime Edison, I'm guessing, or Prime De Gea?
I don't think Edison is in his prime. Personally, he's only like mid-20s. Yeah. I don't think he's in his prime yet, if that is Edison. I don't think.
Yeah, I think
De
Gea is definitely not in his prime anymore.
Yeah.
But Prime De Gea in terms of shot stopping was. I've never seen a shot stopper like that. Like, I have to be honest, his shot stopping ability from about 2014 to about 2018 was on a different level. I always felt with De Gea, though, he's never been that commanding, and I don't like that in a goalkeeper. He was never that commanding. I like my goalkeepers to be big and commanding, and De Gea wasn't really that brilliant shot stopper. Arguably the best I've ever seen shot stopper, but I don't know. I always had that thing about him where I was like, I don't know still, but I think this question's a bit dodgy still. I don't know.
And I think Edison is a different kind of player because it's like the thing is if you're like an opposition fan who watches Man City like a few times a season, you're probably not gonna rate him that much. Do you know what I mean? Like what he does for our team, he's perfect for City. This is why when people always say Alisson or Edison, it's like if I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm picking Alisson all day. If I'm a City fan, I'm picking Edison all day because in our systems they work perfectly. If you swap them, don't get me wrong, Alisson would still be good at Man City. Edison would still be good at Liverpool, but it wouldn't work as well, if you know what I mean. So
I'm just saying with Alisson and Edison, when they were both in Champions League finals, who came out on top, and also Brazil won the Copa America final with Alisson, but lost it with Edison.
Well, you know what it is. you could say the same about Gabby. When Gabby played, they won. When Gabby didn't play, they lost in it. So that agenda can work.
That kind of backfired on me. I
Oh my
can't lie.
God. Do you know
That
what? Yeah.
backfired on me.
I keep saying this, right, because it's madness. Have you heard what the rumors have been saying?
No, what is it?
There's rumors going on Twitter. Yeah, I seen it the other day. I don't know if it's true or not in it, but it's just one of them things. When I heard it, I was like, no way. Apparently, there's some rumor going around that Man City need a striker. Obviously, we need a striker because Aguero's gone, but the other reason is because our backup striker has a drink problem. And who's our backup striker?
Gabby.
And you know what? Yeah, you know what actually makes me what makes me think that there might be some truth in this? Because at first I was like, nah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, there might be some truth in it, because remember when we didn't have Aguero fit this season? Pep would play a false 9 when we had Gabby right there.
Makes you think. It does make you think. It does make you think, in all seriousness.
I don't think it's Ferran Torres because I don't think
Ferran Torres looks like a baby anyway. I'm surprised if he gets allowed to drink.
I don't think the reason why I don't think it's Ferran Torres is because if he's come in now, I don't think it will be seen as a drink problem. Because if you think about it, we've been in a pandemic. Okay, yeah, there might be once or twice that he turned up for training, but I don't think that's how it would be worded. I think they'd just say you need to start going out and having fun. I don't think they would see it like that. You know what I mean? So it's got to be Gabby. It's got to be Gabby. I don't see it being Ferran Torres.
Yeah, I think it is Gabby, to be fair. When you think about that, yeah.
It sounds a bit mad though, that, innit? Like,
it does. It does. It does. Wait, where was it? Boswell asked Roberto Firmino or Prime Ozil. I love Firmino, but it's Prime Ozil all day long. Prime Ozil, to me, Prime Ozil was something else, man. I loved him. One of my favourite players. I can't lie. What do you guys think? I think he's disrespected as well, massively, Ozil.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because he went to Arsenal and people banned at Arsenal.
You know what Arsenal fans are like?
I have the argument of like, was he better at Arsenal than Eriksen was for Spurs? And I'm like, no, that's like, yeah, if you're going by his whole career, maybe, but Eriksen has broke mad records for.
Yeah, Eriksen at Spurs for a few years was very good, very good.
So I don't know. I yeah, for that, yeah. Sorry, I'm laughing at this.
Like, big ups Lens, who says, I think I slightly miss seeing Eleanor's Jose meltdowns on my timeline. Yeah, I think I missed that, to be fair. I can't lie. I missed that.
My first Q&A was a Jose meltdown. I think that was funny.
Yeah. Boswell asked Kane or Benzema. I'd probably say Benzema. I can't lie. I love Kane, but Benzema's very underrated as well. Very underrated player. Yeah. Do you guys agree with that? With Karim Benzema?
Yeah.
Just let's go through some more comments. It's a lot about Suarez and Aguero still. Wait, God, there's a lot of comments still to go. Boswell also asked Alisson or Donnarumma. I'd probably say Alisson from a biased point of view, but I do love Donnarumma as well. I can't lie. If anyone says Donnarumma, I won't argue with them.
Yeah, I don't know. Alisson, yeah, he's great, but I just really like Donnarumma. So
yeah, Donnarumma, in my opinion, because of his age as well, has the potential to be the best keeper of all time. I think he's got that potential. That's how highly I rate him.
Keepers don't normally reach their prime till sort of late 20s, isn't it?
The fact he's 22 and doing what he's doing, he won the Euros like that. This guy's got a mad future. Mad future. Jan, this is a good question from YG Jez. What are your expectations for City if you don't sign a striker?
So the thing is, my expectations for City last season were to win the league and to go further in the Champions League, which they did. This season, it does change when you're retaining the Prem, because I think it is harder to retain the Prem. So it is one of them things. I don't know for City, because the only way we can better last season really is to either retain the Premier League and win the FA Cup or something like that, or win the Champions League. That's the only way we can really better it. So it's a difficult one. If we don't sign a striker, I think we are going to struggle. Just because the false nine thing, I'm not sure how long it will work for. So yeah, I think if we don't sign a striker, I don't think we'll win the league. Champions League, how do you go further? You can only win it, so I don't know whether we go to back-to-back finals. It's not easy to do that. So
his team did get to back-to-back finals.
Yeah, Real Madrid.
All right, apart from them, other team got to back-to-back finals in very recent years.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I hope we do a Liverpool, because if we do a Liverpool, we win.
No serious.
I hope we do, but
we didn't do that.
I don't think we do. I don't think we do. I don't.
Yeah, and I've got a question for you. I've got a good question for you.
I don't know.
Got a good question for you, darling. You can only have one of the Premier Champions League this season. Which one are you taking?
Champions League.
Oh my God! You know what? I always say Prem first, but simply because the Champions of Europe annoying thing, we just need to get it out the way. Get it won.
You do.
Get it won, and then we can move on, because the Champions League to me is just like I think the Champions League is something that we need. The Premier League is something that I want. So,
Eleanor, actually, that's a good question that could be passed on to you, because I know Spurs. Okay, fine, but like, if I told you Spurs could have one of the Premier Champions League, which one would you? I'm sure you'd love either, but which one would you rather have?
Prem, 100%. I think if you're not a club that wins it, that spends that X amount to win it on a consistent basis, the Prem's the most important thing. I think, like, in world football, the Prem is one of the most important things. So I just think that if we win the Champions League, that's great. But a cup runs always take a bit of. You can always get a bit of luck, get a good draw, a bit lucky, like we did when we got to the final. We got a bit lucky, very lucky, and you can make a final. Whereas in the Prem, it's genuinely who is the best team that year, and I think the consistency is just. It is more important and shows who's the better team. So for me, I would rather the Prem, but I understand.
That's the thing for me. The Premier League, like for a lot of City fans, like they call the Premier League the bread and butter. That's what you should be hoping to win every season. Champions League is down to a lot of luck. There's a lot of luck involved. There's a lot of, all you have to do is turn up for them 13 games or whatever it is, you know what I mean? And obviously it's harder said than done, easier said than done, I should say. But it's like, it's one of them, the slightest bit of, the slightest mistake, you're out. Do you know what I mean? And one moment of brilliance and you're through. It's very tight margins. And I think, not always the best teams get to the final, not always the best teams win it. So it's a little bit harder to judge. And that's why, when people start saying, oh, we're the best team, in Europe, like, I don't know. Because, like, that means technically that City are the second best, and then between PSG and Bayern, between PSG and Real Madrid. But I don't think Real Madrid are better than Bayern Munich.
I don't think you can. You can't judge a team on that. You can't judge a team on that. Like I think cup competitions, you always have that bit of luck involved. I mean, like we hear it with lower league. You know what I mean? Like we hear it all the time. Like you're Wigan. All of that. Like it's the beauty of the cup, and I think I think it still exists in a Champions League. I mean, we did it. We weren't supposed to do that. That wasn't the plan. Like the plan wasn't to get Tottenham in the final. I don't know. I don't think
the Champions League's a weird one though, because it does tend to be the same teams that win it. So it's like you can get to the final, but then it's like the same sort of teams tend to win it. That's why there's been
I mean, you could say the same thing with the Prem over the last few years, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like you can have the thing is you can have like that's the beauty of football. You can have a team like Leicester win the Prem. You could have a team win the Champions League that no one expects. It doesn't happen too often. It's not like every other year, you know what I mean? But it can happen, do you know what I mean? And I don't know, like the way I see it is the Champions League will come eventually. I've always said I want to be champions of England. When we win the Champions League, I don't want to win it and then we finish 7th in the league. Like I don't want to do that because that means that we have had some luck in the Champions League because you can't be the 7th best team in England and then be the best in Europe. It doesn't quite add up. So it's like something's gone wrong there, you know. So I do want to be, you know, I do want sort of the Premier League and the Champions League when we win it. But right now, I would take the Champions League simply because it's the missing piece of the puzzle. And I think for that reason, I'd take it. But I'm still I love the Premier League simply because it's things like you just feel like you're part of it more. Do you know what I mean? Like you go week in, week out, and then you see your team lift the trophy at the end. Like the Champions League final, if you don't get a ticket, you're not there. So it's kind of like
I get what you mean.
Not part of it. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit different. It feels a little bit more distant to me, the Champions League. Like I still go to all the home games. I don't go away in Europe because I do most away days on my own. I'm not really looking to go to like any of these countries on my own. But yeah, it's one of them. I feel less attached to the Champions League. But maybe if we win it and I'm there, that will change. Who knows?
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, people keep getting your questions in as well. Any sporting related, to be fair. Boswell has Van Dijk or company. Van Dijk won more Champions League or World Championships. I think you have to say company at the moment. I mean, you say Champions League, but like company won so many league titles, and also what I respect the most about company is probably why I respect him as the best centre back I've seen in the Prem so far, even more than John Terry, is the fact that he was playing, captaining the team and winning league titles next to Demi Kalis and like Lescott and these guys as well. Like you've got to respect that still. I think again, this is a comparison where you have to have it. It's better to have it when Van Dijk retires.
Yeah.
Van Dijk still got hopefully years if he comes back from his injury. Well, quite a few years at the top level, hopefully. So it's one of those where it's better to compare at the end. But right now, you have to say company at the same time.
I think as well, like if company is sort of in this team today, like the City team that we have today, he's more likely to win the Champions League. I think when he was there, we just weren't. City haven't been ready to win the Champions League, and like Pep said it a while ago and got slated for it when he said that City are not ready to win the Champions League. And you know, a lot of people jumped on his case saying how you spent this much money and stuff like that, but it was obvious we weren't ready. You know, I think now we're ready to win it. We just need to get over the line. But back then we weren't. There's no way back then City were going to win the Champions League. It was quite unrealistic. I think his last chance was obviously probably the season you won it, because that was his last full. I think it was
full season. It was his last season. He retired at the end.
Last season. So I think that was his last chance, and obviously we didn't do it then. So yeah, I think
was that when Spurs knocked you out?
Yeah, it's a little bit unfair. Like
I knew that would get a smile and an L in his face.
But I don't think. Do you know what? I don't even know.
Was wild. That match was wild. I remember that.
That was a great game. That was a great game. As in, not just of the result though. Like,
oh yes, yeah.
It was like the 11th minute. There was 4 goals in that game.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Like we had Son one end, and then you on the other end, and then Son again. It was honestly my heart rate, and then I had to deal with the Ajax game after. It's just that whole thing for us was mad.
Yeah.
Eleanor, a question for you from Ahmed actually. Would you take Raul Jimenez if Kane leaves?
I like Jimenez, but there's no match to Kane, is it? Like it's just
he's not a match for Kane. I like Jimenez as well, but he's no match for Kane.
But it's just depressing, and we're comparing these players that we shouldn't have to. It's sad. But hey,
I agree. I agree.
I have to, innit? I have to accept it. When we're
The
gonna get
thing
it
is,
worse.
strikers is a difficult area because it's like if we don't get Kane, there's not really any more options. There's like Ings, Kane,
Ings.
Haaland. They're the three names that are running around because Andre Silva's gone now.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of players like strikers. I think.
You want Divock Origi?
No, we're good. We're good.
I actually think Gabby's better than him. I can't lie.
Excuse me, Origi gives me nightmares from the 2-0 with the Champions League final. So
He gives me nightmares when he plays now. To be fair, obviously he had good times, but he gives me nightmares when he plays now. To be fair, okay, now. Yeah, actually, this is a really good point, Eleanor. Obviously, I asked you before, would you rather Spurs win the Prem or Champions League? But wouldn't you just like this if you won the Champions League for the Arsenals? Because if you won the league, Arsenal could just come back and say they've won it 3 times anyway. But if you won the
That's fine.
Champions League, that's the trump card. That's like,
No,
yeah,
I get
fuck
that.
you,
No,
Arsenal.
but let me just say, we still have more European credit than they do. That will always be there. As of now, we still have the more European credit.
Imagine you get that European Cup. European
We
Cup.
have a European Cup, so I'd still rather win the Prem because, like I said, the Prem's harder to win, in my opinion. Like in my opinion, they've always got it over us. Yeah, you won a Champions League, you won a cup competition, we've won the Prem. I think the Prem is more like is a better trophy, but I'm not sitting there saying I wouldn't take the Champions League. I would take anything. But
You know, what I would say though about what Eleanor was saying is like chances are if you won the Premier League, you would go on to win other things simply because you'd be the best team in England at that time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's likely that you'd win something else. Whereas the Champions League, you could just win that and then not win anything else. You know, it is possible. Do you know what I mean? So
I just
But you know what?
Because build a team that can win the league, that you've built like a mad team. You've got a team that one of the best in England, if not the best.
Yeah.
But I just think if you were to win the Champions League, you've got something. I know you say you got European history over Arsenal, and you might be right, but just imagine you get that European Cup over them.
So I am right.
Yeah, I'm not denying you are, but just imagine you get that the Champions League.
No, I get that. No,
over
I get
Arsenal.
That. I agree with that as well because I think if you had that, it's one of them things because.
It's a trump card. It's the trump card you put down.
Even if you want it.
Listen, Arsenal don't live rent free in my head anymore. Arsenal not my be all and end all. I'm talking about Tottenham and my team. Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean Arsenal are a pathetic club to be fair.
Yeah,
but
like I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, it's all for Arsenal. No, it's just for me. I want to win the Prem for my club.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Yeah, I understand.
What, though? It's one of them things as well because it's like if you know you can overtake your rivals. It's I would love to overtake Man United in European Cups or something like that because they have 3. So it's like if we win one and then we win another one, we'd be breathing down the necks. It's like Chelsea. Chelsea now, if they win the Champions League before Man United, they're level. You know what I mean? And what makes it worse for Man United is Chelsea actually had none when Chelsea. So Man United were 3-0 up. You know what I mean? Like they had 3 when Chelsea had none. And then it's like if Chelsea get another, then it's like they've caught them up in that time where they went on like a trophy drought. Do you know what I mean? For a bit. So it's gonna be interesting. I don't think we're gonna go and win like 4 or anything like that. But I think once we get 1, I don't think we'll have like a long wait till we win another.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Still.
I do think we'll win like 2 in 10 years or
2 in 5, I think.
Yeah, maybe even 2 in 5. I think once we win it. So whereas the Premier League, like obviously it's great that we keep winning them, but to overtake Man United is a long way off. Even if we won the league every year, it's still going to take us what they've got 20 and we've got 7. So it's still going to take us 13 years, even if we went back to back for 13 years.
And the European Cup, 3 European Cups to go along with that.
That's what I'm saying. So whereas the European Cup, like you say, if we won 2 in 5, there's a chance we could maybe win another one within sort of the 10-year period.
Yeah.
Or maybe 20 years. You know, it's just
Yeah.
one of them things. It just depends on which is more realistic. Because I think the Prem, obviously, as long as we keep winning trophies, like I don't really compare my team to Man United. Like if I really cared about sort of trophy counts, I wouldn't have supported Man City. Like I didn't support Man City for trophies because we were not winning any when I was a kid. Do you know what I mean? Anything like the League Cup would have been.
I just want to one day
thing.
be Jan. Can I just one day this be me where I'm like, I'll support
It might be. That's the thing. It might be.
And then we're winning everything. Someone just buy us, please. Doesn't your owners have any friends that want to buy a London club? Like, please.
Samuel Ingram about Man United. Man City have never earned a Premier League title like Arsenal, Man United, you and Chelsea by the league. That you might want to check the history of your club because, you know, there's always been a cash injection right before success. It happens 100%. To everyone.
100%. Yeah. How are you going to get
it? It happens to everyone. Everyone.
It's the way it is now. It's the way it is.
It's just what it is it's like everyone winning the lottery. And then, you know, they all win 10 grand. So they get their 10 grand. They go and buy something. You get your 10 grand. You go and buy something. And then Ryan wins. But instead of 10 grand, he gets 100 grand. And he buys something. And then we're all complaining, saying it's not fair because he won the lottery, but he got more money than us. It doesn't matter. We've all won the lottery. You know what I mean? And it's like Man United have been helped out by Man City. You know, they've been helped out by Liverpool before. They've been helped out consistently by a lot of teams. And, you know, they've had their cash injections as well. But because it's new and our owners are so rich, it's seen as some, you know, big, massive thing. And we're buying the league and all this. Like Man United, when I was a kid, Man United used to say, for example, Man United didn't win the league, right, by 2 points. And they lost 6 points to Watford. And Watford had a killer striker that was killing it in the league. Man United would go and buy that striker. So the next season, they get the 6 points from Watford. They did that consistently. You know what I mean? And it's like, but because they were winning, it was okay. Now Man City are winning, it's not okay. You know what I mean? You can't have it both ways. Like, what we're doing now is no different to what other teams have been doing for years. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't really want to hear it, to be honest.
No, 100%. People are just jealous. Honestly, Chelsea done it right. City done it right. At the end of the day, you got the money. You're going to spend it. You're going to win things. If you care about your club, you're going to win it. I don't see the issue. Everyone's just upset because they don't have the money.
It's jealousy at the end of the day, I think, from a lot of rival fans. That's all it is. Simon London says, Eleanor, what do you think of Koundé going to Chelsea, rejecting Spurs like Willian did?
I mean, I'm sorry. The guy made it clear when we went in for him, I want to hold out for a Champions League team. Then the Champions of League, the Champions of Europe fucking approach you and you're going to say no. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's very understandable. Like, I'm not sitting here upset about it. Like, I'm upset that they got him, but I understand why he did. He said at the beginning, he said like Tottenham's interesting, blah blah, but he wants to hold out because he wants you Champions League football. And then the champions of Europe approach you and you're not gonna go. Like, fair enough. He's got no loyalties to us. It's fine. William was a different thing. William came, did his medical.
I know, that was bad.
That was mad. I remember that.
That was a whole different thing. Whereas this is fine. Like,
you know what? Transfer deadline day used to be so fun.
It used to be so good. It used to be
what was gonna happen.
What was fun for you?
Nah, do you know what the worst one was? I remember there was that day when we bought. Who did we buy? Was it? I think it was the Robinho day. That day was mad because obviously Man City got bought in the morning or whatever. And I remember watching Alex Ferguson went and kidnapped Berbatov from Spurs. And on the same day, Robinho was in London for his medical with Chelsea, but ended up coming to City. Like, that was the maddest transfer deadline day I've ever seen in my life. That was just madness. And then they had the one when Odin Wingy went to the ground and tried to get a meet. Like, they've had some mad. I think it's boring nowadays.
William was here doing his medical.
Yeah.
And then he just got the call and left. He literally got the call and left. Like, I can't, like, that was snaky to some next extreme. It's different. Like, this situation is very different. Nothing will ever be like that. That situation was crazy.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
I'm sitting here like getting gassed and like literally this is what happened.
Now, to be honest, like, I get where, like, you do get players, and it is better when they're honest like that, because it's better than them coming to Spurs and then in a year's time they leave. You know what I mean? It's better if they say, "I want this."
But he was literally this close from signing. Like, it was pen to paper, and then got a call. He was like,
that's what William did. Is way worse than what Koundé's done. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Way worse.
He's done nothing at the end of it.
Yeah, it's just it's mad. But yeah, this whole Robinho thought there was only one team in Manchester. Like, it's like your best friend working. It's like one of your friends working at Asda, and then someone says, "Oh, you know, like, have you heard of Asda?" And you're saying no. Like, come on now, like, seriously. He had two of his close friends played for Man City, but he's never heard of Man City. Like, come on now, seriously. I don't buy that at all.
Fair enough. Nippon asks, Ryan, once Klopp leaves, who would you take as a successor? I said before, Graham Potter, innit? People say
I want to say Brian.
You want Potter at Liverpool? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'd take him when obviously
like,
I don't want Klopp to leave, but when Klopp leaves, I'd take Graham Potter. People think I'm deluded, but these same Liverpool fans would take Gerrard in it, so the standards are on the floor anyway. These Liverpool fans would take Gerrard over Potter based on sentiment, which is pathetic anyway.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, we got a pathetic fan base, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, Ali A asked Ryan, who do you want in the transfer window? I just want players at the moment, I can't lie. Sal Niguez, I think we need a midfielder, so because Van Alden left and Henderson is busy crying over a contract and all that shit. So I'd say Sal Niguez or someone like that. We're being linked with him still. Hopefully we get him. I think we still need another attacker for squad depth as well, because I think Origi and Shaqiri. Well, I think Shaqiri is going. I bloody hope Origi goes. So I think someone up front as well. For extra attacking depth as well, for especially when Mane and Salah go for African Cup of Nations in the middle of the season as well.
Yeah.
Even though it's only 3 games, you still need more depth there still. So I'd say that. Prime, big up Prime. He says we're coming for Man United's Champions League legacy. Watch this space. To be fair, I think you'll get. I can see you getting the 3rd Champions League before United get a 4th. I can't lie.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, the way it's going, I can see that still.
That's what I was saying to United fans. Careful what you wish for. You know, when they were saying, "Oh, I want Chelsea to win," and I get it's the lesser of 2 evils. Don't get me wrong. If Man City were in United's position, I'd still want Chelsea to win over United. Do you know what I mean? So I do get it, but it's like at the same time, you know, it should have been. They don't want either team to win because it's like literally puts them, you know, in a shit situation either way.
Yeah, Nathan asks. Oh, by the way, Nathan, you don't have to just keep spamming the same comment throughout. You know, just ask it once, and you know we'll see it. Don't worry. He has favorite Man United player. For me, Pogba. Who currently plays? I'd say Pogba for me. What about you guys?
Pogba.
I don't like any of them, to be honest.
Who's the one you hate the least then?
God, who do I hate the least? I don't know.
You like Pogba anyway, don't you?
I don't mind Pogba. I don't mind him. So probably that. Or Varane, because he's hardly United. He's not been damaged just yet.
Fair enough. C1 London says, Ryan, Jan, Ellen are 3 players you take from Chelsea. I'll go first on this. 3 players I take from Chelsea.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I forgot about Rashford. I do like Rashford, you know.
I like Rashford for what he's done in terms of off the pitch. I'm not a fan of him on the pitch. I think he's overrated. Off the pitch, I'd say that. But on the pitch, I think Rashford is overrated in my opinion. I don't think he's as good as what people make out. But Ryan Yan, in terms of his footballing ability, Simon London asked Ryan Yan 3 players you take from Chelsea. Probably Kante. Who else? Havertz because of his age. They haven't got Haaland yet, so I can't say Haaland. Who else would I take at Chelsea? I'd really like Pulisic. So if we keep Pulisic fit, I'd probably say Pulisic. I'm a big fan of him still. What about you guys?
Shall I go? Reece James,
Mm-hmm.
because I need a right back.
Yeah.
Jorginho, because I love him. I think I really rate him as a player, even though I called him a penalty merchant. But that's just it's fun. Who else would I take? There's a lot. I would take, but Kante.
Yeah, I agree. Jan, what about you?
Oh God, yes. See, it depends in terms of who I like. Who I like.
She could take who she wants. If they wanted, they'll probably go get him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in terms of who I like as players, then I like Ziyech. You know, I do like him. I don't know if it's
a lot of their players.
What City would need. Do you know what I mean? But I like him as a player. And I like. Trying to think. I think we were after Jorginho for a while, like City were. So I wouldn't mind him. And then who else? Who was I thinking of? Obviously, Kante. In terms of how you know what I mean. But in terms of what City would need, then probably be more likely a left back. So we don't actually have a left back. We've got Zinchenko. So they've got Chilwell.
De Bruyne's calling. He looks like De Bruyne, just baby. Really, baby De Bruyne, that's what I call him.
Yeah. Oh, I want Haaland, man. When they get Haaland, it'll be Haaland. Peak time.
And you need that as well.
Nippon asks question for all of you.
Fair.
Nippon asks question for all of you. What's your favourite player from your fiercest rival? So obviously, for me, Man United, I said Pogba. I'm guessing it's probably the same for Jan because it's Man United, and we basically kind of answered this. But for Eleanor,
current team.
That would be for Arsenal for you, won't it? Like
this current Arsenal team, who's my favourite player?
Saka, yeah. Jan, is yours Pogba still or from United? Or?
Favourite player from favourite rivals? Yeah, I don't really like any of them. I like Rashford as a person, innit? If it was who do you like as a person, but if it's favourite player, that implies on the pitch.
Yeah.
So let me think about who. Right now, it'd probably be Sancho, but it's kind of like he's not played for them yet. So it's kind of like all of my memories of him are either at City or Dortmund. So yeah, it's one of them. But it's weird because somebody mentioned in the comments about how United and youth and all that crap. If they actually bring in Trippier, someone was saying that they'd actually have more in their best starting 11. They would have more.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, they'd have more Man City academy players than they would Man United, which is funny.
Yeah. Nathan asks Ryan thoughts on Klopp possibly being fed up with FSG. Yeah, I answered this question earlier on. I'm not surprised. If I was Klopp, I'd probably leave the club. I'm being honest. Obviously, I don't want him to leave because if we leave, we probably go down to like Arsenal mediocrity level in it. But like without him, we're fucked. But literally, if he wants to leave, I wouldn't blame him because if he's not getting back like he deserves to, and he's he's keeping on having to make these average players look good instead of backing him with proper players like Chelsea and City are, then he might as well leave because he deserves better than this. And if we keep doing this, then how do we expect him to compete with Tuchel and Guardiola with the players they're buying and the squads they've got? Like, we're asking too much of him. Like, at the end of the day, he's already done so much for the club. We'd be asking we can't keep doing this. Like, we need to start backing him properly now because he deserves it, and he needs to keep up with Tuchel and Guardiola. So, and if he doesn't, because we're not backing him, then all he's gonna get is, oh, look at Guardiola and Tuchel, they're way ahead of you. When actually they're not. He is on their level, but it's not gonna look like that because we're not gonna back him, and we're gonna fall behind based on the team we have and the teams they have. So, and that's ruining Klopp's reputation. So, if I was Klopp, I'd leave the club. If I'm being honest, if I'm not backed, I'd leave the club, and I wouldn't blame him one bit. Ali asks Ryan, Maradona or Messi. Just because I've seen Messi and I didn't see Maradona, I'd say Messi. But my dad, for example, saw Maradona and he says Maradona. To be fair,
You know what? Like, I love Messi, but like Maradona, like I've said it because I obviously didn't watch him. I'm not that old, but yeah, he was like single-handedly doing madness. Whereas, like, Messi has had better players around him. Do you know what I mean? Like, what Maradona was doing was a madness, and he was doing it on his own. And, you know, he's like 3 foot tall, like Messi. You know, so it's just madness, like, what he was actually doing. I think, like, you know, like, even, like, Messi, you can name players around him. Like, if you're talking about Argentina, like, Di Maria, Aguero, like, not that Argentina performed that well as a group, but like you can still name quality players. Same with obviously Barcelona, but it's like Maradona. Like, did we really know much of the players around him?
not
You know,
really.
stuff like that. Like, it just shows how good he was. That you literally don't really know anyone that was around him, and he was like, you know how we talk about like Ronaldinho and like him being. Like, I think, you know, when we talk about the beautiful game, like, I would picture Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
Because I think he made football beautiful in that way. And Maradona was like that too. Like, he could just do madness. So, yeah, I think it is Maradona, but I love Messi. Messi's definitely the best I've seen.
Yeah.
But Maradona was something else, you know. Messi would say that as well.
Yeah, of course. Eleanor, what would you say, Maradona or Messi?
Again, I haven't seen Maradona, so I'm gonna go Messi because I've actually seen him live, and he was one of the best players the best player I've ever seen live. So enough. I'm just gonna go Messi purely because of what I know.
Fair enough, I agree.
You know, like, obviously, I can't give an informative judgment. I don't think.
Yeah,
exactly. But what Jan said makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Ali asking Ryan, remember the Fekir deal for us? Yeah, that was in summer 2018. I remember we were about to get him, but he failed a medical, I think, because of his knee or something.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that still. Yeah, he won the Champions League that season, anyways. But yeah. Any more questions? Most overrated player we've seen. It depends. Most overrated player. It'd be better saying most overrated defender, midfielder, striker, and all that. The one that comes to mind for me is Gerard Piqué. I never got the hype with him. I thought he was shit. Well, maybe not shit, but I thought he was so overrated as a defender. Honestly, I just couldn't. He was at a team where, because they kept so much of the ball, Barcelona, he wouldn't get exposed. But honestly, if you got at him, he was a shit defender in my opinion. He wasn't good. So I'd say Gerard Piqué. What about you guys? Most overrated player?
Most overrated player? I'm not really sure, you know. That's quite a hard question to go overall.
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
I just, I don't know, you know. I think a lot of our players have been overrated madly. I mean, if we're going like now times, like a player like Dele Alli was madly overrated as a kid. There's a high ceiling and then there's overrating because he never reached that. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not really.
I mean, it can be from any club as well. So any other club, it don't have to be Spurs. Because I chose Gerard Piqué and he never played for Liverpool.
Yeah. Not really. Yeah, I don't know. Most overrated player that I know. I'm not really sure. I'm going to pass it over to Jan because I'm not really sure.
Fair enough. Go on, Jan.
Yeah, I can't really. My head's just gone blank, To be honest,
Yeah.
overrated, most
I find
overrated.
that a really hard question.
Yeah,
You know what? I did a on my Liverpool group chat the other day. I did an overrated 11 because I call a lot of players overrated. So this is what I said still, and this is just players playing now as well. So no past players. I put Ter Stegen, Wan-Bissaka, PK, Varane, Shaw/Chilwell, Declan Rice, KDB, Bruno, Mbappe, Rashford, Aubameyang. That's what I put. Did I do an overall overrated 11? No, I think that was just the one I did, to be fair.
Well, you put KDB is ridiculous though.
No, this is the thing with KDB. Like I said, I rate him very highly. I just think people overrate him at the same time. Like, you can be a very good player and still be overrated.
nah, he's not overrated.
He
I
is.
don't think so.
He is overrated. In my opinion, he is. Eleanor
Salah's
said.
quite overrated. Someone just put in the comments that
Who's
Who said?
someone put, "What about Salah?" Yeah, he's quite overrated.
Yeah, Sal's overrated as well. But he's not the most overrated I've seen. There's Gerard Piqué. Just.
To be fair, like Samuel said, Jamie Carragher, but you know what?
Yeah, Jamie Carragher's shit.
English,
Jamie Carragher's
English
shit.
players in general.
As far as
But I don't think
shit,
Jamie Carragher's rated that highly anyway.
But I think
By our
a lot of
standards.
English players,
yeah,
because of
unnaturally.
the media, and it's not even their fault, because the media, like, remember Jack Wilshere, like the pressure.
No, but Jack Wilshere was good
him.
though. Still, he just
No,
suffered
but
from
the
injuries.
pressure that they put on him
Yeah.
was too much. I think they should have just left him to become the footballer that he would have become. Do you know what I mean? It's that he's starting now with like Grealish and Foden and Mount, and they're just putting so much pressure on these players. And it's just like they kind of self-sabotage the team. Do you know what I mean? Because they put them under so much pressure. Like, who wants to be at 19, 20 hearing you're going to be the best player ever? Like, you've not even become the best player yet. Like, wait until it happens. Like, you know, Messi at 21 was being rated as the best, but he'd already he was making his way there. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't too early, I don't think. Whereas I think some of these players, the minute they have one good season, it's like, yeah, they're the best in their position. It just puts too much pressure on him. And I think that happened to Wilshere, unfortunately for him. They put so much pressure on him. They did it with Dele Alli, like you said, just pressure. And I just don't think it helps the players. Like, some of them will be fine and play through it and not care, you know, but some of them will struggle with that. So, yeah, it's a bit harsh, man.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, with Jack Wilshere, for me, Jack Wilshere was an absolute baller, but for him it was just injuries, to be fair, I think.
Yeah.
I think Eleanor, you said you had to dip, but there's just one last question for you from Nathan.
Yeah, I'll answer.
Eleanor, do you think Nuno can get Ali back to his best?
I massively think it's hard with Ali because he obviously started dropping off when Poch was there. It wasn't like it's a new thing, it's only under Jose. But I also think that little spike he had under Jose, and then the turnaround in attitude, it doesn't help that both their personalities clashed. So it would be interesting to see how he is under another manager.
Yeah.
I don't know, back to his best is hard, but I'm hoping that he can be an actual useful player and we can actually use him this season because we all know what he can do. So I think he's just got to get some minutes and try and use him more than what we have. It was hard under Jose because of his position. He kind of plays in behind Kane. So Kane, and then he'll play like behind Kane. And I think with the way we were playing, he wasn't allowed to freely play behind in that role. He needed like a specific role, whereas Dele didn't really have one. So I think that under Jose, it was very difficult for him to even get in the team, even without the attitude problems. So I think under Nuno, hopefully we play a bit more attacking. He can play just freely behind Kane or whoever that number 9 is going to be, like whoever the striker will be. And he can actually pick up the loose balls that Kane leaves or through balls or whatever. But that's why he was taking so many shots, because he was just always in and around the edge of the box. So I'm hoping he can get back to doing something. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be hard. I think Nuno's he's got a tough ask if he's going to try to get Delhi back to his best. But I think it's going to take a couple of seasons if he is getting minutes and he's doing well. That is.
Yeah, I get that still. Yeah, I get
All right. Well, everyone, I will see you. Are we on the Sunday one? On the Sunday.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, we should be doing the Sunday one. Yeah.
Friday, if any Love Island fans are watching.
Yeah, Love Island stream probably on Friday night.
Yeah.
Probably be me, Eleanor, Jan. You'll probably be on, I guess. No,
Yeah.
Lindrix maybe. So yeah, it should be a good show. Remember to tune into that. People probably be about 11, half 11, a late one that night.
Yeah.
It'll be a good one as well because that'll probably be the night that they recouple from Casa Amor. So there'll be a lot of reaction to that. So
Yeah,
that could be a very good stream.
That'll be really good. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, big up, Eleanor.
See you later.
Big up. See you next time. This is a good question. Mohammed asks, what's all your favorite Champions League moment? For me, my favorite because obviously I when Istanbul happened with Liverpool, I was 5, so I don't remember it. I didn't experience it, but like for me, my favorite match is the Liverpool Barca game, the 4-0. But obviously, if you say moment, it'd have to be a moment in that game. I'd probably say the third goal, the Wijnaldum header, the one that made it 3-3 on aggregate, because obviously I was at the game, and the reason why that was mad was because Wijnaldum had scored about a minute before. Literally, the 2 goals came very quick, so he scored a minute before. So we were all going mad, singing, still cheering anyway. And the fact that third goal went in, it went mad. I don't think I've been in a celebration like that before. Like that, celebrated a goal at a stadium, like that was just mad. It was limbs for that goal, literally just because we were already celebrating the second, and then the third went in. That was mad. So I'd probably say that one is my favourite. What about you, Jan?
Do you know what, like, moment? You know what I would say? Like, I think that performance from Man City against PSG, that's the first time, the second leg, that's the first time when I thought Man City could actually win this Champions League, because I've been saying for a long time City are not ready. People are trying to tell me, well, with the money you spent, you should be ready, which you could argue we should be, but we weren't, regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that game showed me we can do it. Obviously, I don't know what we did in the final because it just was
that was just Pep not playing DM.
Pep
and
could have just
like
played
that.
the same team. We would have had a chance. I'm not saying.
I think you would have won. Because I think you're a better team than Chelsea. I think if you'd have put the DM out and played the same team you did against PSG, I think you would have won.
I think that team were carrying momentum through each game, and they actually won they won both games against Dortmund and both games against PSG. So I think if he plays that same squad, they probably carry that momentum into it, but he didn't, switched it up. I still don't know if we would have won because I don't think we played great, but we would have had
but I do think Chelsea took advantage of that very well, and you got to give credit to them. But I think if Pep would have just picked his same team and played his normal game, I think because you're a better team, I think you would have won.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way: you would have played a hell of a lot better than what you actually did.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll say that's the definite. That's for definite.
Yeah. In terms of moment, if we're talking about actual moment, I'd say there was a time when Aguero broke the record for the most amount of. I can't remember what it was actually, but he broke a record anyway, and he did like some crazy celebration. It was away.
Was it your most? Was it your highest ever goal scorer?
I think so.
Because I remember him doing that in the Champions League.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know who he was against.
And I remember, obviously, there's been like, obviously, I've been at games in the Champions League where it's been like, just madness. Do you know what I mean? That Sterling goal was probably the worst moment because
against Spurs, the disallowed. Yeah.
The thing is, I don't celebrate goals like
mad. Yeah.
So what happens is, like, normally what happens is when they score, I look straight at the linesman.
You check off.
I celebrate because I don't want to celebrate and then it's offside.
How do you celebrate at games? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But like now, because of VAR, like I looked at the linesman, flag down. You celebrate like a crazy person, and then you see VAR flash up on the screen, and you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then it was like, then we were like, what like, what are they checking for now? Like, what is it gonna be? And then, yeah, it was just mad. It was mad. But
I
like,
celebrate goals like mad. To be fair, like even at home and at games, like at home this season. Obviously, I didn't go to any games this season because of COVID, but like I was behind closed doors. But even like celebrating the Alisson goal in the last minute against West Brom, I don't know if I've ever. Do you remember that night? Those voice notes I was putting on the group chat.
mhm.
Like that was mad emotional that day. I have to admit that was mad.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't go mad like in the stadium. Like I'm not one of
I
them
do.
fans that like jumps down 3 rows and stuff like that. Like the only time I've ever celebrated like an absolute crazy person was probably that one, the
And I
Vincent
go,
Company goal against Leicester, because
yeah.
that won us the league, and the Aguero goal, obviously. But that the
I
Aguero
need to
goal,
see you celebrate like a mad goal. To be fair, because when I've been on watch-alongs, it's like you're quite calm when you celebrate. I need to see.
I don't do that. Like it's mad. Like obviously it just depends. It depends where you are as well. Because when you're at Wembley and everyone's like jumping on rows and like there's always a lot of guys that are like, oh, come give me a hug. And like when Aguero scored that goal, like people were kissing me, hugging me, like all sorts of madness. So it just depends on obviously, this situation, you know what I mean? Obviously when you win a cup and stuff like that, it's better than just a regular goal in a 4-0. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I've never been one to like celebrate like crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Actually, when you said that, one goal that was mad in terms of favorite Champions League moment, this one's up there as well as Firmino's last-minute win against PSG in the season we won it. It was a group stage game, but he scored in the last minute at Anfield to win it. And I was behind the goal when it happened, and it was like that was mad as well. Yeah, that was mad celebration. I remember that still.
See, I've missed quite a few of the
I'm gonna keep
like
changing the comment.
when we beat Barcelona. I think that De Bruyne masterclass one. Like I was in America, so I missed that one. And then there was another Bayern Munich game that we won. Aguero got a hat trick. I missed that one as well because I was in Dublin. So
you missed some good ones.
Yeah, I've missed some good games because I've been out the country. So it's not ideal because obviously you don't want to be out the country missing that.
Yeah.
But,
Ali asked Ryan who had more talent, Thiago or Pogba. Pogba for me. I love Thiago, but I think Pogba is a bit more tech about him. I think he could shoot better, but I also think with Pogba, he's got the physical attributes as well, which kind of sets him apart from other midfielders as well. The fact that he can head, the fact he's so strong, the fact he's built and he's tall and everything. He's built, he's got muscle. I'd say Pogba to be fair. And I definitely agree with this. Samuel says Jamie Carragher's he's so overhyped. He was shit. I don't care what anyone says. For Liverpool, proper. I don't even care that people say he's a legend at the club. He was shit in it. Like passion merchant. The definition of a passion merchant. No ability, rash, dumb, crap on the ball. Just a proper passion merchant. That's it in it. Record amount of own goals. Fucking shit. Shit defender. Absolute shit defender. I don't care. And Liverpool fans getting in their feelings. Oh, how can you say that about Carragher? He's shit in it. Proper shit defender.
Do you know what's so funny though when you have a player that like everyone loves and you don't like? Like I got blocked by so many City fans because I didn't like Joe Hart. Like when Joe Hart used to play for us, everyone used to block me. And you know what? If I had Twitter in like like probably 2006, 7, 8, whatever, they would have blocked me again because I wasn't a fan of Richard Dunn. It's just
Richard Dunn, another passion merchant.
When you're not a fan of like everyone's fave, like you just get blocked.
Yeah, true. That's very true. That's facts. That's actual facts. I can say that because I criticize a lot of my players, but I can vouch for that still. Ali says Hippier was better than Carragher. Facts. Hippier was captain of the club as well before Gerrard, so he was ahead of Carragher for that as well. Hippier, Aga, all these guys are better than him still. I liked Aga still. I rated Aga. Nathan asked a question here. Favorite TV show ever? Mine is Prison. I love Prison Break.
I love Prison Break.
I love Prison. You know what was crazy is that I watched it all again about two summers ago. I watched it all on Netflix again because I hadn't watched the fifth season
Yeah.
because the fifth season came out about a year before, but I hadn't watched
Yeah,
it
yeah.
yet. So I rewatched all of the previous series just to get into it again.
Yeah.
So I could watch the fifth season, even though I thought the fifth season was pretty shit, to be fair. But like, I loved it. And you know what? My dad hadn't watched it then, so I told my dad about it. And literally, he binge watched it.
Yeah.
Binge watched it.
You know
I love Prison Break.
Because I watched I'm one of them people where I've watched quite a few series that I like.
Yeah.
So like one of them was years ago I watched Revenge, which I thought was really good. And then I watched like Pretty Little Liars, which I liked.
My sister loves that. Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that. But like I watched Scandal, which is really good.
Yeah. You know, my sister.
Like I love Scandal. I binge watch Scandal, like, because there was a time where I like was in between so I quit my job and moved back to Manchester.
Yeah.
Before my new job started, I just binge watched Scandal.
Yeah.
And then I started watching because everyone kept banging on about Breaking Bad, and
I never got into Breaking Bad.
Yeah. They kept banging on about Breaking Bad and Prison Break. So I watched a few episodes of Breaking Bad and I just didn't get into it. So I thought, okay, let me just turn this off.
Yeah.
And I watched Prison Break. And at first I thought, this is not my sort of thing. It's the sort of thing my dad would put on and I'd be like, not interested. And then I was hooked. And I love Prison Break, but it is not my normal kind of thing.
I get what you mean.
But I loved it. I absolutely loved Prison Break.
What was your favorite season in it? For me, it's either the first or second.
Yeah, I like the first season.
I'd say the first one when I think about it.
I can't even remember too tough which season.
The second
I watched it. It all kind of rolled into one for me.
The second was mostly about how they, try and get away and what they do whilst they're on the run and stuff.
Yeah.
Third, they were in a prison in Panama. That was a short season.
Yeah.
Fourth was all about trying to take down the whole thing that got them framed in the first place.
Yeah.
And fifth season was shit. They didn't need to do a fifth season. I don't know.
I think they just wanted to like.
They brought him back from the dead, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, like because obviously it was like, but yeah, I think it kind of a lot of people are saying it kind of dragged on, but it's like even like Pretty Little Liars. Like Pretty Little Liars started really well, and then it's kind of like you can tell that they kind of changed the story a bit way through, like because this obviously it's like who's A. And then it's kind of like when you watch it to the end, it's like, what? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's one of them. Sometimes I just think they don't really get it right. I don't know about Breaking Bad because I didn't watch it all. I started watching Ozark. And I thought like Ozark was quite good, but then obviously it's waiting for a new season now. But Ozark's quite good. It's not something that I would normally watch.
Yeah.
But I just sometimes I just get into things because I was watching, Riverdale. And Riverdale's it's like based on a comic, but it's quite good. Like there's quite a lot of good stuff, but me, I don't have time to watch programs. So it's like trying to fit a million things in. It's difficult for me. I would rather, because what I don't like is when I'm trying to watch a program and then I catch up and then it's like new season. Because what happens is when that new season comes out, I don't have time to watch it. So then I end up forgetting everything and then I have to go back. And it's just like I'd rather see like Prison Break. I watched Prison Break when all the seasons have been finished. So I could just sit and watch.
I could watch it again to be fair.
Back to back. Whereas I don't, because I watched Orange is the New Black.
Oh, yeah.
Which I liked. And again, that's not my kind of thing, but I like that. There's some good good series on Netflix, Have to say.
Fadil says Ryan's 3 years younger than me but looks older. Yeah, I get that a lot too. People just get surprised by my age, to be fair. They think I'm a lot older than what I am.
You look younger in person. Definitely.
Do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. On stream, you probably look older, but in person, you look your age.
So I look like a 21-year-old when you see me in the flesh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. And Raphael G says, Jan, how highly do you rate Giorgio Kinkladze? Cult hero?
City fans love Kinkladze because I just think he was too good for City at the time. He was too good. At the time, we didn't have the quality that he needed around him. So, yeah, he's definitely a cult hero. Can't really call him a legend because he didn't really stay too long and he didn't win anything.
Yeah.
He weren't very good at that time. And then I think he spent more years at Leeds than he did at City.
Okay.
But yeah, he was a great player. If you ask someone like my dad about him, like they love City fans.
It could be a bit similar to the Suarez thing at us, where he wasn't at us for too long.
Yeah.
But when he was there, he didn't win anything because of the crap team he was in, and the team around him wasn't good enough for him. But we'll all remember, whilst he might not be a legend because he didn't really win anything when they're long enough, you'll always remember how good he was and kind of in awe of him. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, he comes to City a lot, Kinky.
Yeah.
Like you see
Kinky.
him before
Is that what you just called him?
Yeah, that's his nickname. But yeah, he will come to City like probably once a season, if not more, and they kind of just get him, chat to him for a little bit, and yeah, it's nice. What I like about Man City is like they have like a community for sort of our ex-players, and they're always around. Like you always see Sean Goater. Sean Goater like works for the club, and then you've got Lescott. You know, Micah Richards is still always around. You've got Ned and Manua. There's quite a lot of them that are kind of still around the club. I do like that. There's quite a few of them. Paul Lake. There's loads of them that are kind of still around everywhere.
Yeah.
And you just see them from time to time. And then you've got the oldies like Summerby and Tony Buck and all of them. They're just still around. It's nice to see. Do you know what I mean? Sean Wright Phillips is another one. See him a lot. So it's good.
Boswell says Matip was better than Carragher. Oh, facts. Matip is mad underrated as well. Mad underrated centre back. He's just so injury prone. Like he's made of glass, but like honestly, he's a top centre back. Like he's very underrated, probably because of the injuries. If he was fully fit, he'd definitely be top 5 centre backs in the league, in my opinion. Like that's how highly I rate him. I think he's top centre back in my opinion. Such a shame he's injury prone. Mohammed asks, what happened to midweek Love Island review show? Literally, honestly, it's too busy to do it today. Literally, it's just, just everyone's too busy to do it. But the Friday one should be back on Friday night. And that's the long one anyway. That's one where it's a full week recap. So that's the main one, really. So, yeah. Ryan, who do you think's had the best transfer window so far? You probably have to say United, innit? Based on Sancho and Ryan.
Yeah, definitely.
You would have to say United, to be fair. I can't really deny that.
Yeah.
Malcolm asked Ryan, how old are you? I'm 21, bro. 21. Turned 22 in December. So my birthday's about 21 and a half at the moment. Yeah, Ahmed says Ryan looks early 20s. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I am, innit?
Me too. I look early 20s.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about me? Is if I shaved off all my facial hair, I'd look about 12.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because you've seen me when I'm in real life. You could tell that if I shaved my facial hair off, I'd look so much even more younger.
Yeah. You definitely look younger in person.
Yeah. What, younger than what I am or younger than what I look like on stream?
Younger than what you look like now. I'm probably younger than what you are.
How old do I look on stream, do you think?
I don't know. Like, I just think it's like, I don't know how to describe it. Because it's like, I don't know, it's weird because like I used to get like, when I was younger, I used to get a lot of people going, oh my God, you look so young. Yeah. I don't really get it anymore. Like I don't even really get ID'd anymore. So I must look my age.
Whoa, you're 30. How long did you keep getting ID'd for?
Oh, me? I always get ID'd. Well, I always used to get ID'd. Now, it depends who I'm with, though. If I'm with my friends, I never get ID'd. If I'm with Savannah, I get ID'd.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
They don't even
That's-
offer me. I can buy a bottle of wine now. They just look at me and just put it through. I'm thinking, what? I don't look 21.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Alma's asking Jan how young are you?
I'm 30.
Yeah. Maybe in dog years. No, I'm joking. I'm joking still, darling.
30 in dog years. It's like fucking.
Well, I don't even know. I'm just joking, darling. You're beautiful. Um, Nathan asking Ryan early thoughts on Kanate. I really watch preseason in it. I don't watch preseason anything, so like, yeah, I'm not bothered about preseason. I'll judge him when I see him in the league in it. But from what I've heard, reputation, I've seen of Leipzig, what I've seen of him at Leipzig on the rare occasions, he seems good. Very good defender. Just his injury record's worrying. Hopefully, we can keep him fully fit and fit quite regularly. And yeah, hopefully.
Sorry,
Like,
Ali A asked me a question before. Do I have family in Liverpool? Not really anymore. They kind of live in. Some of them live in Southport.
yeah, which is kind of well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. A lot of them moved to kind of Manchester.
Yeah.
But my mum's side of the family, I don't spend too much time with anyway. So even if they did, I
Big
wouldn't
up Rich
see
Sports,
them
man.
anyway.
Big up Rich.
Oh, big up Rich.
Yeah, but yeah, I think we'll close out the show there. We've gone for about 2 hours, so yeah, people, thanks for tuning in. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, join the membership, share it across your socials, and yeah, anything to say, Jan? Any last things, final thoughts on
No,
anything?
I am 30, guys. I know I don't look 30, but I am.
Yeah,
I'm 30.
that kind of could be a good place to end then. So cheers people for tuning in, and this has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on Sarcasm City TV. Thank you very much for tuning in.